Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Shall we begin? Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samastha Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gururadirajadischa Guru Paramadaivatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Na Guroradikam Tattvam Na Guroradikam Tapaha Tattvajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Hari Om. Hari Om, everyone. It's been 3 weeks, I think. So we left off at the Guru blesses the student. Om Ityeva. Dhyayasta Atmanam Swastiva Paraya Tamasa Parasta. And then the student thanks the teacher, offering gratitudes. Tetam Archayantaha Tvam Hinopita Yu Asmakam Avidyaya Param Param Tarayasiti. Namah Parama Rishibhyo Namah Parama Rishibhya. He thanks the Guru. So now the key question is, we've been studying Vedanta for a long time. Some 10 years, 5 years, some 10, 15, 20, 25, some our whole lives. Why haven't we still got it? So the question is, how does one gain this knowledge? And we touched on that last week. So first we said the student must gain all the qualifications, must have sadhana, chatushtaya sampanna, vivek, vairagya, shat sampati, mumukshutvam. So you have a qualified student. And then you've got the means of knowledge known as Vedanta, the Upanishads. Then you need to do vichar on the Upanishads, Vedanta, Artha, Vicharena, Jayate, Jnanam. Jnanam is born out of doing Mananam, Vichar on Vedanta. So we've got all that, and we keep doing that, but what is that missing link which stops us from getting the knowledge here and now? So inner qualities we're trying to develop, as the Upanishad says, Tadatmani Nirate Upanishad Sudharma. I'm trying to build all those values within myself. But what is that which is missing, which prevents me from gaining this today? Now, Guruji calls this the special ingredient, the active ingredient in a medicine. He calls it the special recipe that you get all the ingredients, but this one active special ingredient is kept a secret. So you're never really able to do exactly what is being taught. What is that special ingredient which is missing? Now, to put some context into this, I think we touched on this last week. What we are doing and what everyone is doing is studying systematically, step by step. Qualified student, means of knowledge, which are, and that's how we must all begin. That's how we all have to proceed. There is no other way. The analogy given is you're walking at night in the dark, complete darkness, and the only torchlight which you have is this Vedanta Vichar. This Vedanta Vichar gives you the light so you can walk step by step by step towards your goal. If you don't do this, you're groping in darkness. And when you grope in darkness, what happens? You could fall in a ditch. Many mishaps can happen. But that is known as acquiring knowledge, which is perfect, the way we should go, step by step, acquiring knowledge. What we're talking about here is knowledge revelation. The knowledge is revealed to you. So this isn't the torchlight where you are going step by step, but the sun rises in the morning. And when the sun rises, that is the revelation of the entire contours of the entire landscape all around you, as opposed to the little path in front of me, which is guiding me very beautifully so I don't fall in a ditch. I don't get eaten up by animals by going into the wrong place, but I'm walking the path, which is what we all are doing. So what is that active ingredient, sunlight, which will reveal the whole truth to us? Not acquiring knowledge in stages, but that revelation. We started this whole text with Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Yo Brahma Vidyayam, who remembers that? Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam, Yo Vai Vedamcha Prahinoti Tasmai, Tam Hadevam Atma Buddhi Prakasham, Mumukshurvai Sharanam Aham Prapadye. Now we come back to Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Who knows what Shvetashvatara means? White, fast horse, Upanishad. We did this as well. White, purity, nobility. Fast horse, because the teacher was expected the student to be very quick in grasping this truth. Fast, white horse, Upanishad. Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Considered one of the minor Upanishads, but there is a commentary by Shankara, which people dispute, but is still considered major, which we study in Chinmaya Mission. So how do we get this knowledge revealed to us? And the secret is now given here in Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which is the last mantra of Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which Guruji emphasizes over and over and over. And I never understood this. From 2015, traveling with him, he would keep repeating this, and I never understood. And whenever you sit with him, he says 2G, 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 2G. And we just kind of think, yeah, okay, it's good. God, Guru is fine. This is where it comes from. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha gurau tasyete katita hyartha prakashante mahatmanaha. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha gurau tasya ete katita hi artha prakashante mahatmanaha. We'll take the first literal definition, the word by word meaning. As I said, no word in this text should go unexplored. Yasya, to that person. Deve, God. Para, supreme. Bhakti is bhakti. We'll talk about this. The theme of this whole class will be bhakti. To him, God, supreme devotion. Yasya deve para bhakti. Yatha deve, just as to God. Tatha guru, same to Guru. Tasya, to him, ete, these, katitha, katitha, spoken words, vak, shabda praman, words, sentences of the Upanishads. He, indeed, artha. Artha means many things. Artha means knowledge. Artha means object. Artha means meaning. Artha means wealth. Artha. Tasya ite kathita hi artha prakashante, lights up, illumines, becomes clear, reveals. Mahatmanaha. That person becomes a Mahatma, or to that Mahatma it is revealed. Who is a Mahatma? What is Bhakti? What is a Guru? What is the same devotion? Let's explore each of those. Are there any questions before I proceed? Because otherwise I will talk for 1 hour straight.
Sorry, will you be sort of clarifying what bhakti is? Is it love? Is it?
The whole theme of this class is Bhakti.
Yeah, because I have a question around it. Shall I wait till the end?
It would be a good idea.
Okay.
The whole theme here is Bhakti. Okay, so in fact, you've brought the right question. The real ingredient is Bhakti. What is Bhakti? Is the question. And I've asked seasoned veterans, and they all kind of stop and go, I haven't really thought about that. Is it A, B, C, D? And I did that all week. Seasoned veterans. What is Bhakti? Let me try that before I even delve in. See what answers we come up with. Anyone?
Does it have a total faith and complete reverence in the Guru?
Good. Good one. But again, that's all memorized definitions. We're going to go into what does it really mean?
Is it unconditional love, devotion?
Very good. We will talk on that word unconditional as well. And this is all in the commentary, what you are quoting, which is good, which means you've read.
I'll just ask my question then now. That's all right. So my sort of question is, our nature is Satchitananda, but it's not, love isn't mentioned in that Prem, Bhakti or anything, and obviously for Brahman either. So that was my query.
That's a good question, actually. Is Ananda possible without Prem? Is Ananda possible without love? Is Ananda possible? What is Ananda? Ananda is total identification of everything as me. If the definition of love is identification with oneself, then Ananda is nothing but love.
It's a different word.
It's a different word which implies exactly the same thing. Do you love your finger or your toe? If I told you have to lose one.
But Anand is more to do with bliss, just being happy, or a very extreme kind of happiness. That's my understanding anyway.
Yeah, and happiness implies no otherness. Me. I love myself the most. No matter how much I say I love my kids or my grandkids, don't you believe a word of that. I love me. No matter how ugly you may be, one loves oneself. Why? Because of a complete identification of every molecule of your body as me. that complete identification is known as love. I see nothing apart from me. My finger is me, my nose is me, my ears is me, my mouth is me, me. If the minute I see something apart from me, I don't love it as much. I cannot, because it's not me. So Ananda comes from Satchidananda, comes from Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Anantam is infinite. Because it's infinite, it is Ananda. And why is that? Because if it is Anantam, infinite, it is one homogeneous whole. There is no otherness. If there is no otherness, it is pure love. If it's pure love, it is happiness. In the BCC, the Chinmaya 100th anniversary, there was a series of books written. The last one written was The Final Score, Love All. Love is synonymous with happiness.
So, if you love yourself the most, and then we are learning that we are the nature of that God is within us, that I am that. Yes. So you then have a faith that I am. Then you have to have the faith that I am that. Then you have to have that faith. That's, I think, devotion, that acceptance of everything that comes to me is fine, it's perfect. It's because with that Shraddha, that faith, that devotion, you feel, that I not that I don't question anything, but accept that everything that comes to me is out of that love, which is me, which is within me, which is around me. So I think that's what, to me, devotion is, that, accept, and whatever comes to you, by you, with you, because we are always acting, is the way it's meant to be, and you do your best.
Good. That's a good approach to devotion. Acharya Shankara, Adi Shankara, the master of Advaita Vedanta, was the greatest proponent of devotion. He has written more stotras and stutis than he has done in all his other works put together. Stotras and stutis in praise, hymns in praise of God. Go and look it up. Acharya Shankara. Most famous is in Vivek Chudamani, which Gurudev used many times. Moksha Karana Sama Grayam Bhaktireva Gariyasi. Gurudev used to say this in his deep voice. Bhaktireva Gariyasi. Amongst all the Karana Sama, among all the instruments and conditions necessary for liberation, Bhaktir Eva Gariyasi. Bhakti alone, Gariyasi, heavy. It is most profound. It is supreme. Shankaracharya, Vivek Chudamani, Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. Those who have devotion will come to know me in essence. Narad Bhakti Sutra is all about, it's a lot of knowledge, but again, it's what kind of devotion are there, the various forms of devotion. So devotion, Our devotion is Hanuman Jayanti, Gurudev Jayanti, maybe Swaranjali from week to week, Friday church, Sunday mosque, Saturday mosque, whenever they go to mosque. That is our version of devotion. Check the box devotion. Devotion, the characteristics is it must be so firm that it is unshakable. Parabhakti. This is not just Parabhakti means para means supreme. Supreme therefore means unshakable, which implies Shraddha. Unshakable means somebody used the word unconditional. Now, what does unconditional mean? We'll come to that. I'll enumerate a few points. Supreme devotion means kamana rahitam, free from desire for anything else. If you have desire for something else, you cannot have parabhakti. You don't even ask for liberation because that is again kamana for something. Bless me as you see fit. Somebody was sick the other day, and I think Krishna's on the call. Somebody had cancer, right? And you asked Guruji, should I pray for his long life? What answer did he give you, Krishna? Krishna's not there, but she told me the story. And the answer was, don't pray for his long life. Don't pray for his suffering to reduce. Just say, Lord, may thy will be done and give me the strength to bear it. That's devotion. When we do the Shanti part, Bhadram karne vishnuyama devaha, Bhadram pashe makshabirjatraha, Strirangai stushtvagam sastanuvihi, Vya shema devahi tai yadayuhu. What does that line mean? Vya shema devahi tai yad ayuhu. Whatever lifespan I have, may that be so. I don't want a day more or a day less, but except I should spend it in listening to your glories, speaking your glories, using these hands, keep them healthy so I may do your work. But I don't want a day more or a day less than yad ayuhu, the lifespan allotted to me. Vardhamanam, this prema, this love must continuously grow. Because love cannot be finite. It has to continuously grow. It must be unbroken. As I said, not Friday to Friday, Saturday to Saturday. And this is very subtle, sukshma. So now we say unconditional. That word is used all the time. What does it mean, unconditional? I open the floor.
It means without question.
Good.
Is it the same as Ananya Bhakti?
Yes.
So it's one without the one and only.
Correct.
Is it total surrender?
Correct.
Without any expectation in return, whatever the condition is, you try to help the person. Or love the child, like mother and child examples, what you quote, I think, in the classes.
Good. So here's one approach to understand unconditional. we have total faith in our sense organs. If I see something, I'm done. I've seen it. If I hear something, I've heard it. If I taste something, I have tasted it myself. I don't need to read a book. How will this taste? I don't need to ask you, what did I hear? Now, if I'm hard of hearing, it's a different story. If I see with my own eyes, I don't have to now refer to the library to say what happens when A and B happens. I've seen it myself. I'm totally convinced. I have total faith in my senses. I have seen, smelled, heard, tasted, and I don't need anything else to convince me of it. I have unconditional faith in my senses. I have seen with my own eyes. No other praman is required. But when it comes to scriptures and the teacher, do we have that kind of unconditional faith? Guru says Tattvamasi. We say, really? Okay, let me study some more. So the point here is, A, we must have love. Just love is not enough. We love our dog. We're not devoted to our dog. Second, we must have respect. Love and respect is known as reverence. I may love, but I may not respect. I may respect, but I may not love. But that's still not good enough for devotion. There's a third element. What's that?
Belief, Shraddha.
Good. Trust. I may love, respect, but not trust. I may love, trust, not respect. And various permutations are possible. Love plus respect plus trust is known as unconditional devotion. That's the definition of bhakti. Krishna, you were not there, but I gave your example. When somebody had cancer and you asked Guruji, should I pray for him? What did he say to you? Do you remember?
I've had this question on so many different occasions about praying for somebody, and normally it's just that they should have belief in God and God's timing, and that they should trust that timing. And there's one missing element which I'm not able to remember now. His exact words.
I memorized your exact words.
Okay, good.
Which was for Pranji. May thy will be done, and may I have the strength to bear it. Correct? So that is, so unconditional love, therefore, is, bhakti is unconditional love, which is love plus respect plus trust. Now, the trust element is, like I said, our own pratyaksha praman. I see, I smell, I hear, I taste, I touch. I don't need any other praman to corroborate that. I have such complete unconditional faith in my senses. When that kind of unconditional faith or belief is placed in the words of the Guru or God or the scriptures, that is known as unconditional faith, that is known as love, that is known as respect, that is known as bhakti. Now with bhakti comes the ever readiness to serve, bhaja sevayam. Now you say, why do I need to serve? Why do people keep putting service? Man, I'm a busy guy. You keep saying serve, serve, serve. This is just Chinmay Mission trying to get free labor. You hear all this. I've heard everything in the book. When your heart is filled with love, can you remain dormant with no inertia? Or would you remain hyperactive to serve that person? Gurudev's famous quote, I think it's in the book as well. You may give without love. Most of us do. I need to check the box. Just give him 100 pounds. Get him out of my way. But you cannot love without giving. Try. Try not giving to the person you love. Be it anything. A kind word, a smile, your time, your energy, your money, your cooking, whatever it may be. Try. Someone you really love. Try not giving to the person. So whenever love is there, you want to give. That's why Bhaja Sevayam is a natural. If you have devotion, you will see your natural tendency to serve. And most of us here do it. When you have to do something for your guru or for a mission, you go, well, today I'm busy. I can't really do it. Let me check my diary. 24/7, you'll be there on the phone, on WhatsApp, and I see all the sevaks around. Whatever it may be. Never will we say, not my yab, not my job. So with Parabhakti, so first of all, Parabhakti, supreme devotion for God. What does that mean? And understanding that God is the source of everything, the source of all creation, the very life force and energy of everything. Remember that shloka? Ekam rupam bahuda yakaroti. That one form creates all the other forms. Eko bahudam yo vidarati kaman. That one satisfies everybody's desires. So it is that one form which reveals in many different forms. So that's the bhakti to God. The guru. Now this is the most contentious, and I don't expect anything else. The guru is the one who introduces that God to you as seated in your own heart. That guru introduces that oneness between God and your own self. That guru is known as a Satguru. And the mature disciple will understand that God, Guru, and the self are basically that one truth in three different forms. Dakshinamurti Stotram, the very first lecture I've ever heard in Chinmaya Mission at UCL with Guruji was Dakshinamurti Stotram. And the Dhyan Shloka of that was Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. God, Guru, and the self are one, are basically three different forms of the same truth. So Yasya Devi Parabhakti, supreme devotion for God. Yatha Devi, just as that supreme devotion you have for God, Tatha Guru, you must have the same supreme devotion for Guru. Why do you need this? You don't. Everybody is free. But so if you want a torchlight and you want to walk the step by step, which is beautiful and the only way, fantastic. Your path will be lit by this knowledge. You will study and you will reach your goal, no question. But if you want the entire landscape lit up in one go, a revelation of the entire truth, that's possible only through this Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru. When you develop the same kind of devotion for the Guru. Now we'll explain why. Why does that happen? You've heard in the Puranas, and you know it more than I do. Even in the Ramayana, the story of Shabri. Don't ask me to tell you the story of Shabri. I just know that some old lady somewhere had reverence, and then Lord Ram went there and blessed her with immortality. But same idea. She was an uneducated lady who got moksha because of her devotion. The better known one is Totaka Acharya, of the disciple of Shankaracharya. If you see Upanishad Ganga, that serial, beautiful, where he was serving the Guru, but not really sharp guy. And all his colleagues used to kind of make fun of him, we used to get upset with him because he was slow, didn't understand. He spent all his time in serving Shankara. And he said, Buddhi do. And then Shankara blessed him. In one go, he became Totaka Acharya, and spontaneously he wrote Totaka Ashtakam. So even if you don't have any of the knowledge, but you serve the Guru with devotion, parabhakti, this knowledge will be revealed to you. Tasya ete kathita hi artha pragashante, and you become a Mahatma. But this devotion cannot be forced upon you. You must have devotion. One has to discover that within one's own self. That's why Guru Ji says, blessed are those who have discovered this kind of devotion for God and Gurudev. Now we take another approach to this. Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad, Tasyesha Atma Vivrunute Tanum Swam. The Atma reveals itself to you. When the student chooses this knowledge, chooses this devotion for God, and chooses this devotion for Guru, then the Atma reveals itself to you. It's the full sloka is Nayam Atma Pravachena Labhya Na Medhaya Na Bahuna Shutena Yamevesha Vrunute Tena Labhya Tasyesha Atma Vivrunute Swam. It's saying the self is not attained through discourses, through memorizing scriptural texts, through learning. It is gained when one chooses with his whole heart. Then the Atma chooses you. It reveals it. So the point I'm making here is this is a conscious choice each of us have. All you have to do is choose the Atma and it will reveal itself. It seems simple. All you have to do is develop total and complete surrender. What we said is love, respect, and trust, which is parabhakti in the Guru. He will reveal it. Now, why will he reveal it? Why will the Guru reveal it? Anyone?
For love for his student.
Yes. Anyone else?
Compassion.
Compassion.
That's his nature.
That's his nature.
That's the definition of the word guru, to take from darkness to light. So
Okay.
it's like the duty.
Okay.
Because the student is fit to do it.
Okay.
For the love of it.
Sorry, go ahead.
For the love of it.
For the love of it.
It's a quality of the teacher to impart knowledge to the students who are qualified and ready to take it.
Okay, that's more instructive. It's your job. You better do your job. Okay. At a relative plane, Sorry, Trishna, you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say it's the best and the highest that can be given. So when you love, so it is actually a two-way thing. So yes, the Shishya loves the Guru, but the Guru loves the Shishya much more. So what more could they give out of that love?
So all of you love somebody in your lives, right? It may be your spouse, which is a stretch, but I'm just putting it out there. It may be a friend. It may be a sister. It may be a brother. You've got somebody you love. And when you love them, you've got a bond with them. And when you have a bond and you want to confide or say, or something is in your heart, who would you call or speak to? The person whom you love the most, who you've developed a bond of love, respect, and trust. You won't keep anything. You totally pour out whatever is there in you. The relationship with the Guru is exactly that. When you develop that love, respect, and trust, the Guru will love you so much that he will pour his heart out and will not want to keep anything in. And that's how this revelation happens. So, qualification, sadhana, chatushtaya. You're qualified for what? To study Vedanta. The Praman is Vedanta. What do? Vedanta Vichar. Vedanta Vichar, Artha, Jayate, Jnanam. Jayate, Jnanam. Out of Vedanta Vichar is born knowledge. That's the path. The secret ingredient along that path is this bhakti. And like I've said this many times, when Guruji wrote Sadhana Sopan, began with anyone? The first book of Sadhana Sopan?
Manashodhanam? No.
Next one. Next one.
Bhakti Sudha comes there.
Bhakti Sudha.
Next one. Jnanasara. Third one. Dhyana Swarupam. Meditation. Last.
Tattva Vivek?
No. For Manashodhanam, Jnanasar, Dhyana Swarupam, followed by Bhakti Sudha. Bhakti comes last. That's the secret ingredient. When the student is walking the path, he is ready. All the qualifications, has studied, has developed that Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampati, Mokshatvam, developed that Shamani Shatka Sampati, has developed, is ripe. The relationship with the Guru is there. That's when Bhakti comes in. Prakashate Mahatmana. Now it says Mahatma. The student becomes a Mahatma, or to that Mahatma it is revealed. Either way you can look at it. Mahatma. Mahatma means Mahan Atma. Mahan Atma is a great. It means one who's not narrow-minded. Mahan Atma. So he's vast, all accommodating. The seeker of knowledge becomes a Mahatma, and to him the knowledge gets revealed. So there is acquired knowledge, which is what we are doing, and there is revealed knowledge, which is what the secret ingredient of bhakti gives us. We have to start with acquiring knowledge little by little, walking stage by stage. As our devotion deepens, the artha, the meaning, the wealth, the knowledge of this pada, vakya, of the words, of the sentences of the Upanishads slowly but surely reveal themselves. And we see that in our own lives. But with total and complete devotion to the Guru, which is equivalent to the devotions to God, supreme devotion, wanting nothing but that, having no other kamana, unbroken, love, respect, trust, followed by service, prakashante. This becomes revealed to us. Now, one more thing I will talk about, and then I will end there, is in Bhaja Govindam, the same idea is given there. Do you know which shloka it is, anyone, in Bhaja Govindam? Anyone studied it?
We just finished. What's the idea?
Which shloka talks about the Guru?
The last one. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta.
Perfect. Guru Charana Ambuja Nirbhara Bhakta Samsarat Achirat Bhava Mukta. We chanted it, we love to chant Guru Charana Ambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. Guru Charana Ambuja, the lotus feet of the Guru. Nirbhara Bhakta, one who has got wholehearted Nirbhara Bhakta, total and complete devotion to the lotus feet of the Guru. Samsarat, from the world of plurality, from Sara. Achirat, Gurudev, you say, ere long, soon enough, quickly, Bhava Mukta becomes liberated. This is from Bhaja Govindam. So again, I end where we began. We ended last class. Yavad Jivan Trayo Vandyaha Vedanta Ishvara Guru. As long as one is alive, one must be grateful to three things. Vedanta, Ishvara, who introduces us to Vedanta, and the Guru. And the Guru, who reveals the meanings of the Upanishads to the student. Now, this was a question which I think we've done before. Somebody asked Gurudev, so if God and Guru are standing there and I show up, who should I prostrate to first?
Kabira.
Sorry?
Guru. Because the Kabira says that, if you both are standing in front of you, because the Guru is the shows the light to the God.
Right, this Kabir, Guru Gobind.
Guru Gobind.
So, what did Kabir say?
Exactly.
Guru.
Guru says.
Anyone else? What do you think Gurudev said to this question? Anyone? This story has gone around many times. I'm surprised you don't know the answer.
We've heard it from so many different Swamis, so I'm not sure whether this is the Gurudev one, but one version I've heard is, so the Kabir Das Ji one is that the Guru's introduced you to God, so then you bow down to the Guru. But the other one I've heard is that the Guru will himself bow down to God. And so you follow the Guru, basically do as the Guru does. So there's many versions, but the Gurudev one, I don't.
That is the Gurudev one. But
Okay,
Gurudev said, first of all, don't worry, you'll never find yourself in that position.
Yeah.
He said, but even if you do, don't worry, the Guru will be at the feet of the Lord. Now, Guruji said this one thing. I don't know if you like it if I say this to you, but I wrote this down. Don't quote me on this because he'll yell at me. He said, if you're doing Aarti to God and the Guru comes, you do the Guru's Aarti. I will deny it if any of you ask Guruji this question and quote me on this, but I took notes.
The call is recorded, Suresh.
This got me thinking. In another forum, this was in Indonesia, he said, if you're doing puja, or havan, or whatever, and the Guru walks in, you stop till the Guru comes, he's seated, and then you continue. He has not repeated that because this was in very private sessions. So people get what the story. Other people think, oh, he's just trying to glorify Guru and, blah, blah, blah. And so these are very private discussions. But it gives you the place of the Guru, of a Satguru, not false gurus whose job is just to grab disciples, and there are many of those. There are many. Hindu and Gurudev came into this quote-unquote business of Vedanta because it was replete with fake gurus whose job was just to fleece you, promise you some unknown treasures, and take some money from you. And that's what Hinduism had come down to. But even there, Gurudev used to say, you will get a fake guru if your desire is fake. The universe will give you what you want. If you want the truth, you will get a Satguru. If you want a car, you'll get a car guru who will say do A, B, C, and you'll get D. So this is probably my most favorite shloka of all the Upanishads. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasyeti katita yartha prakashante mahatmanaha. Questions? Thoughts?
I have a reflection and a question. So when you started talking about trust, I was thinking of something. I think Guruji has said something that when you walk this path and you worry, if you have that sense of worry, then you're deemed as an atheist, because if you had total bhakti, then you wouldn't have that need for worry. That was a reflection. But then the question is that if we're walking this path and we still worry and we're atheists, does that mean that what we're doing is almost superficial, or is it just that we're still navigating our way as we walk this?
I think it's the path of atheist. Where did that come from?
I think Guruji has said something that when we walk this path, if we still have that sense of worry so we don't have that sense of devotion and surrender, then we can be deemed as atheists, because we're not bhaktas as we're walking this path.
It's a little harsh, but because everyone is at a different level. So the fact that you're walking this path implies you're not an atheist, because you have some belief in some ideal out there. Now, it may be a conditional belief, because I want some worldly goods or desire, which is perfectly fine, which is what 99.9% of the people want. But it's walking a path of dharma. What is dharma? Dharma is that which leads to prosperity, peace, and then purity. And out of that purity comes Nishrayasa, which is the absolute good. So walking this path, it's important to walk the path, because if you don't, as I said, you're groping in the dark, and then God knows where you end up. And you look at people around you who have no guidance that we are so fortunate to have, and you just see where their lives lead. Just look around you. The world is a laboratory. So just look, no matter how much wealth they have, how much material goods they have, without the knowledge which we have, look at their lives. It's self-evident. Life without dharma can only lead to calamity. Anyone else? Now, I'm going to throw one at you. So they just write this because the guru wants free labor. He wants people to press his feet, make him food, take care of him. And there are many, many like this in India and probably around the world. So the guru is just a man. Maybe a little better than me, but he's just a man. Any thoughts?
Shriji, can you just repeat that one, please?
Guru is just a man. He cannot be God. We cannot revere him as God. We can revere him as a teacher, well-versed at best, but he's just a man or a woman. And all this spiel about serving him is because they've written this so that they get free labor to take care of them. Yes, Dija?
That would be interesting because then it means we have no confidence in Vedanta because the Mahavakya is I am. So if you can't believe that the Guru is God, not just a man, then we can't believe that about ourselves, which is the whole point, isn't it? But I think when I've been listening to everything, I find it really my struggle would be how do you put this unconditional service into practice? Because we're living in this sort of international world where Guru is somewhere else, we are somewhere else, and Guru always says do your duty first. And if there's a tension between serving the Guru and your duty, then how do you actually put that into practice? So I think there's two things I've said there.
The first one was brilliant, on point. You hit the nail on the head. The Guru is telling the disciple, Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. And the disciple is going to tell the Guru, you're a man. You see the fallacy in that? So if this Guru is teaching the disciple that he is Brahman, then the Shraddha faith has to be that this Guru, who was sent to me by no less than Ishvara himself, is the representative of Ishvara and therefore has to be Brahman in form in front of me. Because that's fallacy to say I am Brahman, my Guru is a man who's telling me that I am Brahman. The second issue you raise is an interesting one. And I'm going to refer to Vivek Chudamani. I'm going to pull out that quote because I had a feeling this will come up. Right. We did that beginning. Moksha karana samagyam bhaktireva gariyasi swa swarupa anusandhanam bhaktir iti abhidhiyate. Among all the instruments available to us, bhakti is the supreme, the heaviest, gariyase. But it defines bhakti in a slightly different way here in Vivek Chudamani. I will quote, a constant attempt to live up to one's own real nature is called single-pointed devotion. So, it is the Lord's job to connect you with the Guru. The fact that you are here, the Lord has done his job. You have found Gurudev, you have found the Chinmaya mission, you have found the scriptures. You are studying, you are walking the path, you are making an attempt to live up to your own real nature. That in itself is devotion. Now, whether you come in contact with a physical Guru, which you have, you actually you were blessed to go to Powai and you met Guruji yourself in form. The impact of that you will see many, many years later. Because I've always said, even a momentary meeting with a Mahatma, they say Kataksha Drishti, if he just looks at you, one glance is enough. You have met him, you have held his hand, and he's taken a picture with you. He's a Mahatma of the highest order. And I keep quoting Nara Bhakti Sutra, which says, what does it say? Somebody help me. It'll come. About Mahatma. Anyone remember that? Narad Bhakti Sutra? The gist of that sutra is that when you meet a Mahatma of that order, of that magnitude, the impact is, even though you may not understand the person, but the effect of that is infallible. So, Vijay, I would not, you are in a good place. Let's put it that way. You're in a good place. And devotion will come. We're all building devotion. None of us have it. None of us have it because we want something else. And as long as we want something else, we have not chosen the Atma. We have not chosen the Guru. When we choose the Guru, when we choose the Atma, the Guru will reveal, the Atma will reveal it to us. It's a choice, conscious choice, which we all need to make.
May I just add something? And Ekta can endorse this. So when we were at the Malta Yatra during the Gateway to Gita talk, and we were representing the mission, we were standing by the book stand and giving books out. During the break, tea break, we had a lot of people asking us questions, and the answers seemed to just flow through us. It was, and this is my kind of, I feel, the devotion we have for the learning the knowledge that we've gained, so it was just a beautiful yatra and experience. So I would recommend anyone who should go for the next one. It was just, it's surprisingly how much we know, and yet when we are asked these questions, we are able to answer them so effortlessly. And Ekta was excellent with a lot of the questions that were asked.
When you serve, it's amazing what grace flows through you.
Your question, Suresh, is an interesting one. Guru is just a guy. Why should I serve him? Right? And it's quite interesting because you hear this, even at Balviar. I remember that Balviar camp that Prem pretended to be the right age and all that sort of stuff that we went to a long time ago, right, Suresh? And Swamiji made this comment that to these kids, he was like, the work is to do Ram's calm. And I went to him afterwards and I said, why does Ram even have calm?
Why does Ram have?
Calm. Why does he have any work? Right? Why is it, if my job is to do Ram's work, why does Ram even have any work? Because you keep saying that Brahman is, what Brahman is and so on. Anyways, so, and over time, I've come to realize what is that actually God and Guru don't actually need you to do any work. They're just giving you this opportunity. It's actually they're carrying the burden of giving you this opportunity to actually serve. So the question itself, I appreciate it. I'm not saying it's your question, but it's if we're thinking in that way, it's quite flawed. That it is not me doing a favor to the Guru or to God. It is the Guru or God doing a favor to me. And if I don't have, as we learned in the last verse, that gratitude, or I don't have that understanding, then I'm a little bit further behind in my journey.
You see, what we now state is almost, after a lot of reflection, speak to a lot of even our CM members today, and you will get the same thing. Well, Guru, blah, blah, do we really need that? Unconditional devotion is a very rare, it's always conditional. I love, I respect, is the trust there. When he says do A, Well, I'm not sure he really understands my situation. When he says do A, B, I'm not really sure. Conditional. Because we may not understand it, we may not like it, it may not be in tune with our swabhava, but once the Guru has said, is said. And I think I used this with Neha when she was not sure whether she wanted to go to the ashram. And Guruji told her 3 times, come. I think I've said this before. And she said, what shall I do? I said, when he says cut off your hand, you cut off your hand first, and then you ask him, did you mean the left hand or the right hand? I think that swayed her. And the quote I was looking for, Narad Bhakti Sutra, was Mahat Sangastu Durlabha Agamya Amogascha. Mahat Sangastu, the Sangha of a Mahatma, Durlabha, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. If it happens, Agamya, it is incomprehensible. You will not understand the person. Amoghascha. But the impact of that is infallible. It may not happen today, tomorrow, 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years, but the effect is infallible. So let us not underestimate the Guru Parampara that we all have the greatest blessing of our lives to be under. I said in the last class, we have great reference for our Father who gave us Thula Sharira. The Guru gives us Brahma Sharira. He fulfills the purpose of this human body, this human birth. We have 8 minutes overtime today. Any other questions? Thoughts? Observations? Should we chant the Gita Panchamrit? Any volunteers? 5 verses. Verse 1. Ekta, verse 2. Shivali, verse 3. Smita, verse 4. Bharti Amma, verse 5. Krishna. Okay, let's start.
Uttaredatmanatmanam Natmanamavasadaet Atmeva Yatmano Bandhu Atmeva Ripuratmanaha
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भो मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि
यत्करोषि यतश्नासि यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत् यत्तपस्यसि कौन्तेय तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्.
Verse 4. Someone's on mute. Who is doing the 4th verse?
I think it was Bharti ji.
Was it me? Oh, okay. Sorry. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare